Strata 10 here, bringing you guys my Killzone Mercenary patch 1.09 impressions. Now, some people will think, well, there wasn't much in this patch. All I did was fix the melee, but they really did ghost patch some things into the game that were very, very much needed. So they did somewhat fix the melee. I don't believe melee can actually be totally fixed. As long as there's a counter system and there's, well, lag in the world, um, melee can never be completely fixed. But they did fix the recurring problem where even though you would say counter somebody, everything would go in slow motion, and then you end up getting knifed anyways, or vice versa, you actually do knife somebody, and or you do complete the gesture, and everything will go in slow motion, and you would end up getting countered. Now, it still does go in slow motion every once in a while, but it does register you as actually getting the either knife and or a counter. So they did fix that, and that's very good. Now I can actually melee somebody, knowing that I did complete the counter or the I did complete the gesture to knife them, and it will go through. They also fixed the SCA 18 and the SCA 18 SE animations. I reported before that the animations were somewhat broken. They wouldn't loop correctly, and what ended up happening is that they'd have this really big jolt back into the beginning of the animation. They seem to have fixed that. That's was something that was more of a pet peeve. It was not really something that was hugely affecting the game, but they did fix it, so it's nice to see that they are listening to the community. The both gray screen and spawning under the map have become somewhat of a rarity. This is after hours of playing the game and testing it out with a couple of my buddies. Basically, if you spawn at the map or spawn into a gray screen, it's just rarely going to happen to the mass general public of people playing the actual game. Like I said, I'm playing this game for hours on end trying to see if this would happen again, and it did not. I cannot officially say that, oh, it's completely gone. I'm just saying it's become somewhat of a rarity because one of my friends did report that they did get a gray screen. So even though it has not happened to me, it is still very, very rare for it to actually happen rather than something like in patch 1.04 or before that, or in patch 1.08, where it would happen more or less when you were spawning in with your friends inside the party system. Now, some of the problems that were increased or reintroduced is the fact that vanguards also have basically not being able to capture it by multiple people, including myself. Basically, for some reason, some players can't capture certain vanguards. The gesture does not pop up on their screen. It is a very annoying. It does prevent them from completing certain game modes, like say when we're playing hacker. Certain people won't be able to actually get the vanguards, and they'd actually just end up leaving them. But the enemy team, the whole enemy team, may be actually able to grab the vanguards, or one or two people on the person on the other team may not actually be able to capture the vanguard. I don't know why this happens. The vanguards were somewhat fixed. The event in which they don't spawn doesn't really happen very often. That's also become very rare. But the fact that not being able to capture them is a huge problem in terms of trying to complete a game mode and trying to be productive towards winning the game for your team. And I know you guys have seen this, but because I made a video on this, I think yesterday or so, people have become, I'm not sure how to say this, but they are teleporting more and becoming somewhat spaghetti like. You guys are probably going to see in this video, I hope, I don't know when. Uh, I'm shooting somebody and he becomes somewhat spaghetti-like and teleports behind me. Luckily enough, I was able to kill him, mainly because he was probably lagging very, very bad. I don't know if this is actually interconnected with the connection. I'm not going to say issues, it's connection with the game, but it does seem to happen a lot more than usual now. I don't know if this is something introduced with this patch, but it has been happening a lot more. Previously, it didn't happen as much. I can say that for sure. I have somewhat over 5 days playing the game, so I can tell you for sure that this is something that's really been happening as of recent, rather than something that has happened all the time. Like I said, I'm just saying it hasn't happened much. I'm not saying it hasn't happened at all. I'm just saying it hasn't much in previous patches. Now I would say every one of the three, maybe two out of three matches I go into, someone becomes spaghetti like and teleports around the map or around me, and I end up dying. Like I said, I don't know if this is actually interconnected with the connection. I hope it is for able to so that they're able to actually be able to fix this, because if it's connected with the connection of Killzone, that's something I believe that they can fix within the server itself. Two other things that I talked about in my last thing about both the Mantis engine and the reoccurrence of guns popping up on the floor and that you are not actually able to pick them up. Uh, seem to not be popping up. Of course, this is a very, very, very rare occasion. Um, when I say rare occasion, I'm just talking about the instance in which you can pick up guns. I did collect more intel on that, however, some people have reported that it's very rare, it's very hard to reenact, and if it does happen, I will do my best to try to capture footage on it, even if it means me using my actual camera. But like I said, it's a very, very rare occasion for it to actually happen. They told me that once you see the gun on the floor, you actually can pick it up, and once you pick it up, what happens is it switches your entire loadout into another loadout. That's pretty much all the intel I've collected on that so far. Like I said, I will try to reenact what happened when I actually encountered this. And when I encountered this, it was not the M4 pistol like I showed you in the picture. That was a picture given to me by a community member or so. But when I did it, it was the STA 52SE, and I couldn't pick it up to save my life. But um, it seems that once you pick it up, it does actually switch your loadout. So, like I said, I don't know if this is something that developers were toying with before the game released, but it is a very rare occurrence, and I hope I can capture footage of this. And the last but not least, of course, is the Mantis engine glitch, in which the aim assist or the hitboxes, whatever it was, would fling your crosshairs or wherever you were aiming in a opposite direction. If you watch over the footage that I'm displaying now, you would actually see that this may have actually been caused by lag, or again by the teleportation thing that I said was being introduced as of recent, that is really screwing people over, that the Mantis engine actually teleported upwards then downwards, and basically I believe I was still looking upwards and it flung my crosshairs into the direction of which I believe the game thought that the Mantis was going, rather than going into the direction of which the Mantis actually was. This ties in, like I said, with the problem. I don't know how they're going to fix this. I don't even know if they're going to fix this, but again, these are all the problems and things fixed with patch 1.09. I don't know why not a lot of people talked about it. It seems like they've actually fixed a lot of the problems that were making the game somewhat unplayable. Now the game is somewhat unpleasant, and I do hope these things actually get fixed, as they are, like I said, very unpleasant to play with. And I hope you guys enjoy this little commentary or long commentary, whatever you may call it, about the problems and stuff like that. If you did, remember to like and subscribe to my channel, and I'm out. Peace.